Before I married your father, I was engaged to his younger brother, Amar, my mother said. I had heard rumors about Mama's engagement. It was a family secret that the adults acknowledged but didn't want to talk about. All these years, I had somehow been made to understand by the Bhushan clan that it is not a subject to be brought up. Papa certainly never talked about it. This time, however, I sensed that Mama wanted to tell me more about Amar. We were in my parents' house in Maipur, on the southeast coast of Mauritius, in the Indian Ocean. The first Bhushan who arrived from India in 1853 moved to this predominantly Creole town after completing his 5 years of indentured labor on Fernie Sugar Estate. I had flown over to the island from the United States, 2 oceans and 9 time zones away, after hearing of my father's deteriorating condition. He was asleep in the bedroom next door, a week after the surgeons had cut open his chest to insert a pacemaker. They had advised sedation given his feisty behavior at the hospital. The doctors and nurses had humored him, since the hospital superintendent had been his student in primary school and held him in high regard. In the 3 decades I'd been away, the beat and rhythm of the Mauritian countryside had changed. The friendly cadence of bicycles, interrupted every now and then by lorries carrying sugar, had given way to the rattle of smoke-spewing buses and cars. The hospital where my father was operated on had also undergone transformation. Fresh paint on the buildings, pruned shrubbery, and flower beds adorned with gladiolus, chrysanthemum, and bird of paradise, and a well-equipped ICU, a far cry from the hospital of my childhood where Grandma died. Untended garden, rusty corrugated iron buildings with verandas where dogs lay panting in the heat. After the doctor's reassurances, the anxiety I had felt during my stopover in Paris had given way to optimism about my father's prospects. I felt tranquil and listened eagerly to my mother. 6 months after our engagement, Amar enrolled in the British colonial army. Soon after, they shipped him to Palestine. A famous hotel had been blown up in Jerusalem, and many British officials had died. I realized she was referring to the King David Hotel. Why did he sign up? Didn't he ask for your opinion? I said. Service in the colonial army offered him the promised land. It was not only the money. He was fed up having to obey his elder brothers. First, it was Kapil. When Kapil died, it was Ram. If you live under their roof, you have to listen to them. The situation was much better when Devnarayan, the eldest brother, was still alive and head of the Bhushans. He could have rented a house on his own, I said. He was jobless. When the Bhushans got together to discuss the wedding expenses, Uncle Ram and your father refused to contribute any money. So Amar signed up for the army, thinking he wouldn't be called, that he would stay in the barracks in Mauritius and draw a salary. Didn't you dissuade him? How could I? When Grandma too became unreasonable, she insisted on the Bhushans buying me gold jewelry. For her, gold was protection against poverty. My mother got up and retrieved a document from her armoire. She handed it to me, and a postcard. The document, bearing the letterhead, "On His Majesty's Service," stated, "We regret to inform you that number MAUR 1802367, Private Amar Bhushan of the Royal Pioneer Corps, 2051 Company, Nathania Camp, died of wounds on April 24th, 1947 at the Bir Yaakov British Military Hospital." Mama lingered on the postcard, black and white, now yellowish. It depicted an orange grove in Jaffa. He wrote in simple French because he knew I had only 3 years of primary school and didn't understand English. He kept sending me postcards and romantic letters. I can't find them now. I must have mislaid them in the upheaval following his death. I held Mama's hands. wondering if Papa or Uncle Ram had anything to do with their disappearance, until I recalled finding, in the debris left by Cyclone Carol in 1960, a few ruined black and white postcards. Port Said, Haifa, the Church of the Nativity, and throwing them away. I blushed.